This is Worms Rumble. We're on PlayStation 4, the base PlayStation 4. Diving into this, what's called a Battle Royale take on the Worms franchise. It features 32 players going off at one another, and some rather wild action. It's supposed to have an element of crossplay, and just kind of intense multiplayer focused carnage that's in the style of Worms. So obviously, if you've played the Worms series, it's going to be a little bit different because Worms is very typically and traditionally a turn-based sort of experience, at least as far as I'm, familiar with the franchise going back to the beginning of the Xbox One, because that's when I kind of got into it and started giving this series a whirl, and I actually do really love it. It's a lot of fun. It's very engaging, and I'm saying that as the Worm franchise in general. This one is actually a lot of fun too. I do really quite enjoy this. It's quite frantic, it's crazy. The 32 players going off against one another, the elements of crossplay. It's, there's a lot to this in terms of the competitive play. I think it provides a number of really large maps. I do, however, wish that there was a bit more content. I'm always feeling that in these multiplayer-focused games, and I say that as in, there's deathmatch where you're sort of just battling. That's what we're doing now. There's like a last team standing, and then past that, there's a, last man standing, or, well, I guess it's last worm standing, am I right? And while the modes provide some good options for play, I do wish there was something a little bit more there. Even past that, while I say it's a decent selection of maps, like the maps are really big, they're very detailed, they're quite well done. There aren't really a ton of them present in this. I mean, there's a good amount, but I would have liked to maybe see some more with some wilder variety, because they don't really necessarily feel like Worms maps, if that makes sense. Because from what I feel of like the Worms maps as of recent, a lot more of them are focused, or we're focused on like destructive elements and really breaking things down. Whereas here, it's kind of a light breakdown when it comes to like, smashing vehicles or breaking vents and stuff like that. It's just not as in depth as I've, become used to when I think of this franchise. But yeah, it's still got that fun, wacky Worms action where you're just going around, causing problems, blowing stuff up, using lots of different weird, quirky weapons. Yes, the holy hand grenade is here. And yeah, they've got a lot of weird things that you can come across in regards to the weapons. Sorry, I'm trying to grab this plasma blaster. But yeah, there's many fun ways to kind of destroy everyone. It's really competitive, it's sort of wildly fast-paced. There's always conflict happening, and it's a really fun time. I really do suggest checking it out, whether you are somebody that is familiar with the Worms franchise, or possibly thinking about playing this for like the first time. Now, I know for the traditional players, you might be kind of like, oh, this is too weird. That's totally fair, but I do think you should give it a try, because you might actually feel like, hey, this does feel like Worms quite a bit, and it's sort of wacky and fun. It's also kind of a random sort of title, because I wasn't really expecting this one, and now it's kind of here, and I'm like, oh wow, it's definitely interesting. And wow, okay, I'm just getting annihilated. And I gotta say, the amount of customization here is really awesome. So you can do some like wild things. My guy's got like these stabby teeth and like red eyes and stuff, or not red eyes, green eyes, and you can customize that further. Like, I'm kind of simplistic. Other people have like weird costumes. There's lots of stuff to kind of like unlock and use in this one, and I think that's kind of fun, just for really personalizing your worm, which is kind of also a silly thing at the same time, because you don't really see all the fine details in your worm, because you see them from like quite a distance, right? You're not really noticing them as much as you would in a game where you're more zoomed in, if you get the gist of what I'm meaning. I think it's just kind of entertaining that they went to that degree of customization, though it does look pretty cool when you're in like the victory stages and everything like that. I should also mention that tactically, when you're in the vents, other worms can't see you unless they're also in the vents. So it's kind of a little bit of a, I want to say like a stealth element, but that's really, I don't think, the correct terminology for it. It's a tactical little extra that you can deploy in order to give yourself an edge if, you get the jump on someone or you want to escape. I think that's kind of well done. There's lots of little tiny mechanics to this one too, in terms of the abilities you can find and the weapons that are present. We haven't even really come across the fun ones. I was hoping to get a holy hand grenade at some point, because I love showing off what that has to offer. And yeah, it's just kind of wild action. It's so bizarre almost, and I can't believe this is a thing here where we're getting these like large-scale worm games. And as you can tell, the map itself is like really big. I said that earlier, but it's kind of still nuts to me that we have such a large-scale sort of worms battle going on. It's kind of crazy. Do I want the shotgun? Yeah, I think I'll take the shotgun. It's usually pretty effective in close range. And I think there's a good balance to the weapons too, and the tools you have. I also loved how fast the tutorial was to get in here. They have like a training thing, and it takes like 2 seconds to get rolling, because I was like, ooh, a tutorial. I'm always iffy on tutorials, whether or not I just kind of want to learn myself by playing. But yeah, the tutorial took like seconds to get into, and I was like, yeah, time for some worms. And there's supposed to be like certain events and stuff and seasonal things that they're going to do, which is expected for multiplayer. I just think that this one has a lot of potential, because, you know, it's got that Worms brand that I think still has quite a bit of like nostalgia and, you know, love from fans. And it's also something that could perhaps get a new audience due to it launching on the PS Plus, which I think is a really good idea. You know, at least for getting more of an audience for it. Although I'm a little bit disappointed it's not on a bunch of different platforms. I mean, it's fine, but yeah, just used to seeing Worms launch everywhere at once. But then again, when you look at Worms, it's like there hasn't really been an entry in the series in a while, and I think it's like some kind of anniversary or something coming up. But yeah, it's just like, where's the Worms at? And I guess this is the crazy Worms that they've been working on over there. And I think it was kind of worth maybe the wait to get this kind of thing. Oh, I'm on that one. So they just have like the bounty pads are fun too. There's this one that's got like trains going across it. Now we should talk about the performance too. For the most part, it runs quite well. I will note that there are moments where I've seen like performance drops. I don't think they have to do with like anything networking wise, which is why I mentioned performance. But for the most part, it does run fairly smoothly, keeping in mind we are on the base console, and it does actually feel sort of next gen in terms of being like a larger Worms game. Like, it's really big in nature. Oh, geez. I had the jetpack finally. I wanted to show that off there. We're going to show off another match anyway, so you can see more of it in action after this one. But, yeah, I think this one was just about over. I didn't really get any good power weapons either. So we've jumped into another match here, showing off another really cool arena. I also like that these places kind of feel like real locations, just in terms of like, oh wow, that did not go well for me. Just in terms of like the scale behind them, like the stadium and all that, it was really cool looking. I think they kind of nailed the visuals here, and like just the sense of scale and the action going on here. It's just a lot of fun to play, really. It's a quick kind of thing. Now, I do wonder longevity-wise, because with these multiplayer games, I tend to move on from them pretty fast, so I don't know about that, but I think if this is something you think might be entertaining for you, you'll actually have a blast playing it. Ooh, good thing we got the jetpack. Just fire off more shots here. But yeah, it's just kind of absolutely nuts what's going on in terms of like the battles. Did I deal 100% damage? Oh yeah, I actually got the kill there. Nice, and we're escaping. But yeah, it's just kind of like the weirdest, quirkiest kind of game. And there is a lot of strategy you could deploy here in regards to how you move through the map and the combat and everything like that. It's just got all those signature Worms styles that I think might be refreshing and different for a lot of new players to kind of experience. And this, like, the carnage and stuff is wild. Like, I've just been kind of rolling through it, but you're noticing all these, like, little battles going on. And it's weird because this one is so, like, you know, particularly focused size-wise in regards to, like, the scale, but people move around and battle one another just fine, which is crazy. Oh, there's a bad guy down there. It's just cool seeing all the different weapons. I really do hope I come across a holy hand grenade, because those ones are just That's an absolute classic thing in here, right? And I think you should maybe get where the reference is from, but it's nice that they include that within this title, and yeah, it's just kind of a quirky little thing. I think for the most part they get all of the important brand type stuff for Worms available here. Ow. A lot of the time I'm like rocketing myself out here. Oof. That didn't go over well, but I think I killed a few people running around here. I think I'm decent at this one. I'm probably not amazing, but I get my Worms action going on with the battles. It's kind of epic, but yeah, right here, I don't know if that really shows up on the video, but a little bit of slowdown. And again, I really don't think it's due to like networking or anything like that. It does seem to be a performance type thing, which is interesting to think about because it's, you know, it's kind of a simple idea, but when you get all these players in here, you get all this action going on, and I can see, you know, how the next gen console would be able to handle this, whereas the older one would be like, ooh, struggling a little bit with the Worms action. Next gen Worms, that's kind of funny. But yeah, I really do find this series enticing, and I really want, mostly if you have availability and you want to check this out, to kind of get people to maybe take a look at this one, and if you find that you like this entry in Worms, to take a look at, you know, some of the ones that have released, at least over the last generation, you know, like Battlegrounds and WMD and stuff like that. They're really great. Of course, they're not the exact same thing because they fall in line with the more traditional Worms, but they're still like really awesome and definitely worth checking out. I mean, I think you're really missing out if you haven't given them a whirl. At least I think so. I keep saying like whirl, and I keep thinking of Whirl'em, which is from Viva Pinata, because we used to play that and we mutated all the worms, well, the Whirl'ems. It's just what I'm thinking of whenever the whirl comes into discussion during Worms. It just, my mind associates the two, which is fun. And I don't know if you've noticed, I've been hoping it's kind of clear, but, you know, I've been picking up, like, boxes and crates and stuff that you can find around the map that give you little bonuses. Very helpful. Very helpful indeed. So I think we should maybe throw some grenades down there and cause some problems for that guy. I think I'm out of grenades. Oh, it's not good. He's got the rocket. Why is there a big times thing? Oh, jeez, okay. Let's grab the rocket and come down here to give this guy a bit of a Worms greeting. I think I blew myself up there instead of really causing damage to him. Ooh. But like just the carnage and stuff like that. I mean, I kind of get why it's like a little bit demanding. You're seeing a lot of explosions, a lot of little things going on all over. It's a lot to take in. Again, like, just look at the backdrops. They're so lovely and so well done. I really am kind of amazed what just happened there. Okay, we got these guys here. Yeah, there's a lot of strategy moving around, or just random chaos depending on how you play your Worms. Oh, jeez. Yep, okay. We need to get out of there. I don't really have anything. Oh, we're out of ammo. That's great. Let me grab the shield. No, we cannot grab the shield, because we're going to die. And I like this mode because you just kind of like come back right into it. And I know the other modes are present too, and I'm sure a lot of people will really like what those have to offer. But yeah, it's kind of nuts. I'm surprised actually. I don't even know if people are going to be able to like keep up with like the intensity of the Worms action here, because you just kind of, you know, you're dying so fast moving around it, like breakneck speeds. Oh wow, I thought I was gonna get up there and swing with the plunger, but you shot me right down. Some people just got like the attacks going on. Good for them. Oh, maybe we'll go grab that. That might be fun. Although we're still not running across the holy hand grenade, which for me is mad lols. Oh jeez. Trying to see if we could maybe, ow, come across like some bazooka ammo. Oh, never mind, my worm is dead. As you can tell, my worm's is a little bit simple compared to these ones. They got all these fun outfits, they got all these quirky designs to them. My worm's just got like crazy looking teeth. which is nuts. But yeah, I really, and I don't know if we would have been able to pull this off with the cross-gen thing. I think if they would have added like some little bits of destruction to this as well, it would have been just absolutely wild. Like, just imagine this kind of chaos, but like, you can break new paths and everything like that. That would have been really sweet. And it's amazing that you don't really feel like you're ever being spawn killed either, which is nice. Just because you always have like, I don't know, there's so many different rooms and so many different areas. I just love the shower spots. They're so funny. It's definitely got some weird quirks to it. That's for sure. Ooh, the bazooka. Yep. Don't mind if I don't get it, because I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed. Oh look, I got the sharp teeth like that, but mine are green, because I'm creepy. You could say my worm is damaged. Yeah, lots of fun. We're just kind of rolling off and finishing the match here, because I really have said what I think I need to say about this one. It's good. It's a good take on worms. It's fun. It's quirky. It's strange. It's got the weapons you know, the characters you love, and the gameplay that you probably enjoy.